So this is another hot take from you, Peaches. I don't know. You said every human has value and everyone deserves respect. However, there's a hierarchy to society, and most people date in their hierarchy bracket relatively. Andrew, I think you have thoughts on the whole like everyone deserves respect thing.
Yeah, no, they don't. Why
Although, to be fair, he thinks chivalrous is transactional, so I understand why he comes where he comes from.
No, it's not that chivalry is transactional.
I would respect him.
Wait,
I would respect everyone.
Wait, hold on.
No.
Wait.
What? Am I going to murder him? I'm not going to do that.
Hold on.
I'm not a murderer.
Hold on. Okay, you don't need to kill somebody if you disrespect them. Wait, what about Stalin? Do you think Stalin deserves respect?
I'm going to treat everyone how I want to be treated until they treat me otherwise, and then I'm going to get away from them.
So would you disrespect like a PDF file?
I mean, if they're just like why would I know that information about them unless I'm seeing them do it?
If you did know it.
Let's say you did.
I would ask them, why do you do that to children? That's very strange.
Would you respect them?
Would you respect Diddy?
Would you respect a PDF file?
I don't know, that sounds kind of disrespectful.
Well, okay, what is an example of disrespect, though? Because that's what I don't...
No, just answer the question. I mean,
No, I'm not going to inherently be disrespectful to anyone for no reason.
No, but would you disrespect... You don't have to like go out of your way and like talk shit, but like, would you have respect for a PDF?
When I say everyone deserves respect, I mean to be treated respectfully.
I don't know about you.
I'm
a PDF disrespecter.
I mean, I don't like them. I think they should be in jail. I think they should see a therapist. Like, I don't condone the behavior.
Would you respect a serial rapist?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you mean by that.
I'm a rapist disrespecter. Great, now they're going to clip that shit.
What do we mean in the context? Context of disrespect? Are you like, if Jeffrey Dahmer was in front of me, am I going to cuss him out? No, I'm just not going to say anything.
I'll put it in context of harm reduction. Because that's your principle is harm reduction. That by respecting people who have not earned respect, you actually do more harm to society than you do good. And the reason that you do is because you normalize bad behavior by giving respect to people who engage in bad behavior. And what I've noticed is that it's generally the women who engage in the most bad behavior who demand that everybody be respected because they're not respectable. Let me give you an example. Now, I don't mean to say this to hurt your feelings, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's true.
Of course.
On the social scale, okay, because your husband is a cuck and because you're in an open relationship, I'll always have a higher social status than him, no matter what. No matter what, with any man on planet Earth will we ever come in contact with, the second they learn that he engages in cuckery, my social status will be higher. Now, you can complain and say that that's not right and that you deserve respect and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But here's the actual truth. By trying to normalize that, you actually do more harm than good because you turn more men possibly towards cuckery, which will lower their social status and cause more problems for them. That'll always be the case. And this is the same thing with promiscuous women. If you try to normalize that, you're going to lower their social status as well because their social status is lower than virtuous women.
I respect your subjective opinion.
Okay.
But what I would say is, okay, let's, for like Stalin, Hitler, all these people, if they were in front of me, I'm not going to cuss them out or anything like that, but based on my biased morals, I think that we should just, they don't need to be here. They don't need to exist because of the things they did. Like, if you do harmful things to society, you don't need to participate in society.
So are you saying you would give someone like the death penalty, but you would still say that you respect them?
I'm saying I'm not going to badmouth anyone. I'm not going to yell at them. I'm not going to do anything. I would just be like, oh, you did this horrible act? Mm-hmm. Done.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Right. That's an interesting one. All right.
Do you think that when we allocate social statuses for behaviors in society that we do that for a reason? Because we want to incentivize behavior that is good for society?
Yes.
Yeah, so then if that's the case and your social status is low because you're promiscuous or a cuck, then apparently we're doing that for a reason because we're trying to normalize behavior in society, which makes it better.
But being a cuck or promiscuous I don't get how if everyone's consenting and not lying or cheating or exploiting people, it is bad for society.
I'll explain. So let's take a quick hypothetical. If every woman and man lived like you in open relationships and things like that, right? And compare that to a society where every man and woman lived instead in a traditional household where they had a wife and they had children. Which society would be better?
I think if everyone was acting, if people were not engaging in chivalry transaction-wise and just generally being good to the people around them, both societies would do equally as well. You don't need the religion for the society to be good.
Do you think that a society where generally men who are in relationships with women and have children with them who go, see you later, honey, I'm going to go pork the neighbor now, if that entire society was engaging in that type of behavior and then bringing their wife over so that they could have a gangbang and be the next guy's cum slut, that society would be equal in terms to a society where there was no cheating whatsoever, people stayed faithful to each other and had children. Could you possibly demonstrate in a million fucking years how this is even possible? How you could ever have your society and that would ever do better than the one that I postulate?
I don't advocate my lifestyle for people who are trying to build families.
Worse. Because it's worse. That's why you don't advocate for it. And that is what I'm saying to you. It's because it's worse. That's why you don't advocate for it. And when you say, how would this actually work for harm reduction? When I give you the two different societies, it's impossible for you to say why the one I postulate is worse than yours, but it's easy for me to say why yours is worse than mine. But I'm willing to hear evidence.
I don't think it's worse. Like, if you have young children and stuff like that in the house, that's why I think it's like you shouldn't do that. But if they moved out and you are empty nesters, let your freak flag fly. Like, I don't think that would make a difference.
But you do have children. The society I postulate, the birth rate is not below subnormal. The birth rate is high. It's not below replacement rate like it is now. All men have one woman. Nobody's being involved in gangbangs, things like this. Corn is illegal. How is this a worse society than the society you postulate where this type of behavior is fine? How? What makes it worse?
For one, when I was saying like in the house, I meant like the kids still live at home. If the kids move out of the home, I don't see why there would be any negative connotation to the parents consensually letting their freak flag fly with other people.
Why is it bothersome if the kids are home?
Because minors shouldn't be involved in anything sexual.
They're not involved. You're not involving them. But why is it that you can't just do that activity anyway?
If you have an orgy in your house, I'm sorry, but people will probably hear things. So you should probably make sure those people are not under 18.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is that your behavior is awful when it comes to children. And so you don't want children anywhere near that behavior because of how awful you think it is. That's what you're actually saying.
I think sexual things around children is bad, which is why
Do you think that a mom and a dad who are porking up in their room, right, in a house where they have their kids, that's bad?
If their kid heard them or saw them, yeah.
Well, obviously they try to mitigate the noise, but I mean, I think it's pretty normal inside most households where parents are still having sexual intercourse. The kids will probably hear it at some point, don't you?
I guess. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty normal, I think. What isn't normal, though, is for people to have big-ass gangbangs in their house, and you think it's bad for kids. And if nobody ever had gangbangs in their house ever again, how would that be bad for society?
Because the people that want to have gangbangs should have the right to go do that.
Yeah, but how would it be bad for society if they didn't do it? How
because you're taking away a right that someone can exercise in their autonomy. That's what I'm saying.
Why would that be bad if the benefits to society are good?
How is it benefiting people telling them how to live their life if it's not negatively impacting others?
We tell you how to live your life for all sorts of things. You can't drink and drive. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're in your car. You have to stop at stop signs.
That negatively impacts others.
The government, state, it literally controls almost everything that you do because of the ramifications it has on society if you don't. You don't care if your autonomy is plagued then. You only care if your autonomy is plagued if you're going to get plugged with 2 in the mouth and 3 in the rear. So it's like, that's the only value you care about is the value of how many D's you can take in a single night, not about your fucking autonomy, because you ain't out bitching about drunk driving and you ain't bitching about none of that because you say, well, the ramifications to society are so bad that we should cut that out. But somehow when it comes to your promiscuity and gangbangs, suddenly, oh no, we have to have that because my autonomy.
I think you should be able to bang consenting adults if you want to in any quantity you want. I think that you should drive sober and not...
Why? Because of benefit to society?
Because you can hurt someone driving under the influence.
And you can spread STDs, and you can do all sorts of horrible things. There's psychological damage, which is associated with orgy. There's all sorts of bad ramifications. All I want is this. Just tell me how it could possibly be if every single person had a nuclear family and not a single person ever again, by choice, ever had another gangbang, how that would be a worse society than this one right now. How?
The key word is by choice.
Yeah, by choice.
Yeah. If people want to be freaks, let those people be freaks. That's what I'm saying.
That if by choice everybody started having group sex and gangbangs, society would be objectively worse?
I also think if everyone didn't, it would probably be objectively worse. I think any absolute where everyone's doing one...
Then how would it be objectively worse if everybody didn't do it? How?
If everyone didn't do it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if everyone's doing one thing, you're taking away the autonomy from someone and how they want to live their life. Now, whether or not that autonomy...
You're not taking away shit. I'm talking about by choice. By choice, every human being decides that they're going to involve themselves in gangbangs, or in my world, every human being decides that they're never going to.
I have no qualms if it's by choice.
How would my world be worse than yours? Because I can tell you how yours would be worse than mine.
I have no
So
qualms
tell me how
about...
mine would be worse.
Are you done?
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm just saying, if you guys are done.
Okay, anyways. The key word is the choice part. So what I'm saying is that you...
God, you just won't answer the question. We already addressed choice. Listen. They've all chosen in gangbang world to all have gangbangs. And they've all chosen in nuclear family world to all have nuclear families. The question is, tell me why nuclear family world is worse than gangbang land. That's what I want to hear. Why is it worse?
If you were engaging responsibly, I don't think it would make a difference. Because if you're engaging responsibly, you're having protected sex, you're having people tested, you're vetting the people that you're talking to, you're not having it around minors. There's a lot of factors that goes into participating in this lifestyle ethically. And also, I don't advocate it for everyone or even majority of people. But my general point is that there's a way to move through this lifestyle that can be ethical and can be safe, and it's not just a free-for-all for everyone.
So they're equalized. Hang on, real quick, Brian, I'm almost done. So they're equalized in your view, both of them?
I don't think one's better than the other.
Okay. Do you agree that in a world where everybody was involved in gangbangs, STDs would greatly increase?
Probably.
And do you agree in a world where you had a purely monogamous society, STDs would greatly decrease?
No, but I think unwanted pregnancies would probably increase.
In a world with pure monogamy, STDs would not decrease.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said increase. They would probably decrease, but I think there would be more unwanted pregnancies.
So just by your own admission, immediately we can see that gangbang land is worse than my world, just based on the fact there would be STDs, the skyrocket rate of STDs.
That's not the only factor.
How would you have more unwanted pregnancy in purely monogamous relationships? That's crazy. You'd be more likely to have pregnancies in gangbang land.
No, not if you're engaging ethically. You should be having protected sex if you're engaging in gangbangs.
Wouldn't you be in a monogamous relationship?
Oh, I just assumed you wouldn't be, so I guess you would.
Why?
And do most monogamous people use protection?
They do all the time, yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. Sorry, then I am not. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, immediately we can see the effects of your world are already worse than the effects of mine. So even from a harm reductionist standpoint, you should actually be like, well, wait a second. I should be moving people towards monogamy and that type of relationship rather than gangbangs. Your entire ethical system's inconsistent. Mine is consistent. His is consistent. Hers is consistent. That's why it's better.
I think majority of people should be monogamous, though. I don't dispute that. I just don't think that there's anything wrong with the minority of people that are not that way.
Yeah, I know, but if everybody was that way, it would be really bad. And if everybody lived the way that I postulate, it would be really good. That's my point. That's how you know your value structure's messed up.
Would it be really good, though? Because people would only do nice things if they're going to get something back from someone.
I'll let you guys make one final point, but there's other panelists here. I do want to try to get them in. Andrew,
well, I'll just make it real quick.
Yeah, Andrew, do you have
logic?
Andrew, do you have more cross for her, or do you just want to make like closing?
Yeah, I'll just make my last point.
Okay.
Here. So, and then I'll let you make yours.
Yeah.
So the thing is like when we take it to its logical extreme, if everybody lived like you, world worse. If everybody lived like me, world better. Like that's it. And so when I apply my ethical values, right? You can laugh, but you're so fucking stupid you don't understand how dumb you are. When I apply my ethical values and they apply their ethical values, they're consistent, they make sense, the world's a better place. When you apply your ethical values, it's just dicks in the ass and a bunch of dicks in the mouth. That's it. That's your whole ethical value. Your entire ethical system revolves around how many dudes can plug you and your justification for that. That's why we call you coomers, degenerates, and disgusting heathens, and you are.
Well, why are
Now you know. Now you know.
Why are you so aggressive?
Didn't
Like, why are you so angry?
I know,
You're
like,
very
He really
aggressive.
took that in.
He's a spurg king. He loves to do that.
Like, no one's right or wrong, but like,
Like,
you have to get disrespectful.
Smoke that cigarette, boy.
All right.
What did I say that was disrespectful or even untrue?